And you know, it's an amazing thing. I don't say this out of ego, but I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And now, I have to tell you, that's sort of a big thing.
The next day.
We've done a lot of things. So we were nominated a few days ago for a Nobel Prize, which is a big thing, Nobel Peace Prize. And then yesterday, we were nominated a second time for another Nobel Prize. Now, that's a big thing. To me, you know, it's a big thing.
Day 2.
But they nominated your president twice last week on 2 different subjects for a Nobel Prize. But
2 days later.
Sort of interesting, and I don't say this in a braggadocious way, but I get nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize twice last week on 2 different deals. The other was Kosovo, Serbia, but I get nominated for that, and in this case, Israel.
2 days later.
so the Nobel Peace Prize. So the funny thing, a lot of people don't know it because the fake news doesn't write about it. So if you're a president, right, and you are nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, you're the United States. No, but think of this. That's a big deal.
2 very boring minutes later.
But if you're a president and you get nominated, then 2 days later, you get nominated, did you know this, a second time for a different deal? Kosovo. Serbia, they've been...
Several days later.
First Lady! You're not going to believe it, I was honored again. Nobel Prize, that's Kosovo. Israel, Kosovo.
Months later.
And I wasn't covered. I got the Nobel Peace Prize nomination. A Peace Prize Nobel nomination.
12 seconds later.
Can you believe it? In 1 week, they nominated me not for 1, but for 2 Nobel Prizes.
15 minutes later.
But you know, you have a president, you love your president, and your president gets honored because I'm not being honored, you're being honored with the Nobel Peace Prize for Israel, what we did with Israel.
The next day.
2 Nobel Prizes. We have 2 actually for different subjects, Kosovo and separately Israel, but that was 2 separate nominations, which I very much appreciate. It's very nice, but more.
1 hour later.
I've done very positive things, like when I get nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
The next day.
You're going to be so proud of me tonight. I was nominated not once, but twice for totally separate events by different people, great people. First Lady, I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. I was like this. I was nominated.
12 seconds later.
Getting a little embarrassing. We're 20 minutes into a half-hour show. They haven't mentioned the Nobel Peace Prize. And then it went through the whole show and they never mentioned. Then I got nominated for a second one. They never mentioned.
2 very boring minutes later.
And I'm the only man that got nominated for Nobel Peace Prize.
3 days later.
It was almost over. I said, First Lady, they're not mentioning the Nobel Peace Prize. This is very embarrassing. But then it was okay because 2 days later I got nominated again. That was
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
2 Nobel Peace Prizes last week. You know the story. You know the story. And I told our great First Lady, I said, First Lady, I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
2 hours later.
Well, it was an honor to be nominated for 2 Nobel Prizes, so that was an honor.
24 hours later.
And I told you, you heard the story. I went home, I said, First Lady, I'm going to get the greatest stories tonight. I just got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, First Lady.
Minutes later.
No, that was a great honor. It was a great honor. Twice, you know that, right?
More moments later.
The Nobel Peace Prize, right? 2 for different things.
The next day.
I got 2 in 1 week. Did you ever hear that one? For different things, totally unrelated.
1 eternity
And my only complaint is I should have gotten about 7 or 8, because if you knew some of the other things I've done are much better. I should have gotten 7.
Much later.
Nobel Peace Prize, 2 of them. And I got nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes.
Several days later.
We're going to watch television, and you're not going to believe how big this got. What happened? What happened? Darling, I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for Israel, right? Bahrain, United Arab Emirates. And then again, I was nominated again for Serbia, Kosovo, all different. Then I was nominated a 3rd time.
Much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Again and again and again, she looked at me, darling, I don't think they're going to cover this. I said, it's impossible. It's a nomination for the Nobel Peace Award. It's impossible.
3,000 whoos later.
And I was nominated for 3 Nobel Prizes, and not one, I didn't get one song. I didn't get one song.
The next day.
Tell you, not at all in a bragging way, but I got nominated not for 1, not for 2, but for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes.
Several days later.
They put me up for a Nobel Prize, 2 Nobel Prizes, that in Kosovo, Serbia.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
I know, but the press doesn't even write about it. Not that I need that, but the press doesn't think of it. You get nominated for a Nobel Prize, you don't even get a story.
24 hours later.
Would you explain to people why you find it necessary to tout your successes rather than let somebody in the White House or a PR type operation do it for you? Why do you find it necessary to do yourself?
Well, first of all, it's such a great question, and most people can't understand it. As an example, I was nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes.
2 days later.
Not braggingly, but I was nominated for 3 Nobel Prizes in the last month and a half.
24 hours later.
In fact, a point that they didn't report, I've been, I guess, 3 or 4 maybe now, Nobel Peace Prizes. Can you believe it? 4, 3.
1 eternity later.
I actually got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. The press didn't cover it, but that's okay. Press didn't cover it, Mike. I got nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes.
24 hours later.
Told our First Lady, darling, we're going to have the greatest publicity I've ever had tonight. I got nominated for the Nobel Prize. Do you know what that is, darling? Let's go home. So I leave for the first time in a long time early. I get home. I turn on the television. They talked about your floods in Iowa. They talked about how's Iowa doing the crops? How's this happening? How are they doing in Florida? 3, 4 stories, one after another. Where's my Nobel Peace Prize? They don't talk about it.
2 very boring minutes later.
So I get nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes, different subjects.
Several days later.
In fact, I got 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations.
75 years later.
I even got nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. Do you believe it? And for all different things. One's the Middle East. No, one is Kosovo, Serbia.
2,000 years later.
So they gave me a Nobel Prize for that. They gave me a Nobel Prize for something else. They should give me a Nobel Prize for what I did in Syria.
Thousands of tears later.
But, I got nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And for all different regions.
Eventually.
And I was nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. For all different things, believe it or not. Kosovo, Serbia. We're doing trade deals with Kosovo, Serbia.